started.
Raven. Okay, well I wanted to try and get a Scotch game in if I could. I want to see if this is allowed. No, it's a Sicilian. Okay, that could be a Scheveningen. No, it could be a Sveshnikov or Kalashnikov. Or, okay, the Kalashnikov. Just keeps pushing. That's a bit unusual. The knight really can go here. And it's not like this is losing, but isn't this queen on d6 kind of an annoying piece? Yeah, he just brings his queen in to chase it away. If you take, then he develops a piece, so I guess you have to retreat here. The queen goes here. Then he can harass it with the knight. Goes to d2, blocks the bishop. So, do I go all the way back to d1? I could also go to c5 maybe. Keep an eye on this diagonal and see what he wants to play. Also looks at the f2 square. Might be handy. Let's see, can I play pawn to h4 and bishop to g5 and trap the queen? Queen has a few squares to get to. There. Okay, so he just wants to kick the queen back. So maybe over here on e3 is a good square. I'm still blocking that dark squared bishop, but well, give me a moment and get my pieces out. Knight to c3. Looks good. Knight to c3 to d5. Yeah, so he blocks that idea. See how his pieces are coming out. He's got a light squared bishop. Has a few squares it could go to. He breaks in the center, so I can take that. I'm not sure why he did that. I thought I could just take it. Comes in with his knight. Okay. Let's see. He's hitting this square. So I wanted to play bishop to d3 anyway, but does he play? No, I've got e4 covered. So bishop d3 should be good. Maybe just castle, get out of the center here. I don't want to trade. That would just bring one of his knights forward and make trouble. But if he takes, I can take back with the queen, and it defends c2.
Server announcement.
And I've still got my extra pawn. Yeah, I think he gave up a pawn for not very much. His king's still in the center, but I don't see an immediate way to exploit it. Okay, and he castles. So I was thinking bishop e3 here, just put some pressure on that knight. Maybe just trade it off. But bishop e3, pawn takes, and then I have to move the knight and I lose this pawn. So I probably won't take right away. I'll just play bishop e3 and maybe bring a rook over next. So bishop e3, bishop takes, pawn takes, I can play queen takes with the rook if I have a rook on d1 here. Yeah, so he's bringing his knights in. Still, I think it makes sense to pile up on the d-file here. He's alleviated the pressure on my d-pawn. See if he has some weird tactics here. Queen is on the F file rather than the G file. A queen on the G file there might be some tactics against G2. Knight G3 here, just doesn't look like it's doing anything. Knight takes bishop. I'm gonna take. Which way to take though? With the queen or the pawn? Oh, take with the pawn, of course, right? Because that wins a piece. Pawn takes and it hits the queen and it hits the knight. This knight escapes with check here, but I can take it. Or check here, I can still take it. So that should win this game. And if he moves his queen, then I can just take the knight. There's no queen moves with check. Yeah, he's targeting G2, but it's a little too late. The queen by itself is not going to checkmate me. So he's going to play on a piece down, a piece and a pawn. Well, I've done that before, and even won sometimes. So I can't blame him, but this is a pretty overwhelming position. So it'd be okay if he resigned too. Okay, well, the quickest way to end this game is probably to simplify it. Knight's defending the pawn, so I'm not really worried about that. Just bring the queen over here, harass his queen. A check here would be nice. Let's see. He can take on C2. Yeah, he goes for that. I was thinking getting my knight in would be worth it. The knight's going to E7 now. And there are various checkmating ideas over here on the file here, on the rook file, the H file. Yeah, goes for another pawn. Why not?
Check.
In for a penny, in for a pound, as they say. So, rook here, rook over is what I was thinking. There's a queen check here. Or he could take another pawn. He does. Well, he's consistent. So now there's no queen checks. Now I'm threatening just to sacrifice here and then checkmate him. Rook takes, king takes, queen here is mate. He can play h6. That's probably okay. Is that still mate? Rook takes check, pawn takes, queen takes check. Yes, that's also mate. Aha. So he does defend after all. Okay. Now let's think then. So now rook takes, king takes, queen here check, and he blocks with the queen. Is there something good though? Knight here check. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Maybe I'd need to pause and defend defend this pawn. Since it was under attack from the queen. Queen back to E6 was a good move. So now he's got 3 pawns. 1, 2, 3. He's got 5. He's got 2 pawns for the piece. Okay. Oh, he's keeping the queen there. Okay, I've got an idea here. If he plays rook takes knight, I will just take his rook. But my idea is to bring the... you know, that didn't work. I was going to bring the knight back here to threaten g7. But it's no threat if I can't defend the knight on that square. Yeah, it was a little bit tricky. So I couldn't really move a queen to protect that square and also threaten g7. Okay, well, he's thinking. Probably wondering what the heck I'm doing. Which I may be starting to wonder myself. Okay, so now it looks like he's going to win that pawn. So rook here, check. Queen here, check. Queen to h6. And then it's my move. Queen here and the rook here, but he's got a queen there. Yeah, I don't see a mate. And my intended move here was knight to f5, but he can just take that with the queen. Is that true? Yeah, because it even protects h7. What else? Knight here, he just takes it here, here, here. Knight here is possible, but then he's got this nasty, he's got a very nasty pin there. Yeah, I need to protect the f6 square, so at least I have a place to move my knight to. It's going to be hanging after... need to protect f5, so I have a place to move my knight to. Okay, he should just take the pawn here. Rook takes... This is opening up my back rank, but it should save my knight, so it'll be interesting. He picked up another pawn though, so he's got 3 pawns for the piece. Okay, so am I getting mated? That's the question. Check here, king here, queen there, check. King can run this way. Let's bring the knight back. Check is guarded by the queen. That's useful. Oh, this check here with the queen. I have to block with my queen. And this check here is guarded.
Check.
So, what else can he do? There's no more checks. He can defend the queen. We can trade, and then it'll be an endgame where he's got 3 pawns for the knight. That might be a dangerous position. For me, those extra pawns are difficult, but his king is far away from his passed pawns, so maybe I can round him up. Can't tell. Okay, yeah, so he just goes for this. So I can go for the endgame then. Can't really threaten mate at this point because, say, rook here, he can, he's always can bring his rook back defended by the queen. So let's trade and go for this endgame.
Check.
See where he puts his rook. Knight here is a fork that picks up at least one of those pawns. Rook here attacks the b pawn. And this move conveniently defends against the rook check here. I'm threatening check here and winning the rook, actually. As well as threatening that pawn. He can just drop his rook back, defend him that way, right? Now, rook here threatens mate, but he has a pawn move to defend it. So rook here threatens the pawn. Probably the better way to play it. If he tries to defend the pawn, I have knight takes b5 here. So I think I'm getting a pawn because of that pin. And what else can he do? He can attack the knight, but then I can take here. Unless he attacks from that square. That's a plan. He could attack the knight from this square, chase my knight away, and then run over and defend this pawn from behind. Interesting. Okay, well, he's thinking some more. This is a difficult endgame. Requires precise play. Yeah, so he fell for the this tactic. So this helps a lot. There's only one extra pawn now. Two extra pawns, but only one widely separated pawn here, which I can probably round up pretty easily. So what's the best way? Taking the rook. Taking the rook is the best way to round up that pawn. Okay, he can resign now. He made quite a game of it. I thought he could have resigned earlier, but he played on. Probably didn't play the best way.
Resigns.
Okay, interesting game. I will upload this and do a post-mortem. See you guys later. Bye.